the home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads.
Who would have thought we would have had controversy coming out of the SMU week, a week where Oklahoma struggled a little bit, but they done, once again, what they needed to do to win the ball game. But it seems like we got a little bit of controversy steering over the whole Art Briles situation. Let me preface this by saying, before I get into this topic, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at other posters. Don't get mad at each other for having a difference of opinion on this issue, because I've seen from my live stream that seems like the Oklahoma fans are pretty split down the middle on what should have taken place Saturday as far as Art Briles goes. So let's get into the topic. Y'all calm your feathers. Let's talk about it. Tricky. That's what this past weekend was for me and a lot of college football fans out there. It's Tricky is the song of the day by the old school rap group Run DMC. And seems like Oklahoma had a bit of a tricky situation percolate with Art Briles and a little bit of a controversy that has sort of split the Oklahoma fan base as to what side they're on with this issue. But before we get to all that, I'd like to say here they come once again. It's the Outlaw Posse. Now, in effect. And today's Outlaw Posse 4 Horsemen shout-outs go to David Cummings, J.D. Wilmoth, Billy Townsend, and Alice Stokes are saddled up and they're ready to go to help me with this college football invasion. And we have a new Outlaw Posse member mounting up and saddling up with us. Finally, he's on board with us. He's been supporting the program for a very long time. Killer Breeze is in the house. He has his badge, and he is now deputized. And if you want to get your random 4 Horsemen shout out, and you want to get your badge and get deputized as well as other perks like maybe be the comment of the day, which is coming up, all you gotta do is hit that join button next to the subscribe button. Now $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. That's just a bottle of Dasani. We also had a few donors to the program. Michael Parks with a few sticker donations. Rhino 26, Sisyphus JMK, Marty Keene, old 56 timer, had some VIP type donations, and Eric Mofield and Only Right Wing Duck continue to support the program through gifts and donations as well. Now, the comment of the day goes to Dennison. Dennison says, Nick Saban says you're going to return to more of a running game. Are we going to see the resurrection of the wishbone? Well, I sort of laughed at that when you said that, and I said, I hope not, but actually, might not be a bad idea there, Dennison. Seeing as Jalen Milroe continues to throw 50,000 interceptions a game, and he's like a turnover machine because, like I said, last time he started against Texas A&M, he was a turnover machine. So you might be on something there, brother. But also, I can be reached on Twitter, a.k.a. X, at OCF Productions. Now getting right to it here. Whoo! Seems like we keep having coaching controversies of some sort at Oklahoma. You know, we had the Cale Gundy situation back in the summer, and now we've run into some issues with Art Briles being on the sidelines. Now, I'm sort of torn on this issue. Hopefully, I won't get some people in here wetting their diapers and unsubscribing to me. I'm just giving my opinion here. I'm going to go ahead and preface it by saying that, so hopefully y'all don't get too pissed off at me if I rub you the wrong way on this, because it was split down the middle. When I was doing a live stream the other day, people were going back and forth about this whole Art Briles thing. The problem with me is the fans are getting mad because it's being brought up and being talked about. Is Joe Castiglione, the athletic director at Oklahoma, is the one that brought it up. He's your head man of your entire athletic department. So why wouldn't we talk about it? It's like people want to just hush you and shut you down. I can't stand censorship, man. Whether it be on the conservative side or the liberal side. That's why I'm not in either party, because both sides have corruption. Both sides like to tattle on each other. all that good shit. And they don't want to do nothing to each other. They don't want to prosecute. They want to try to charge somebody with something all the time, and they never do anything. That's another topic for another day. From the articles I've read and seen, I did a little research on this. Seems like it was agreed upon by Jeff Lebby and the Oklahoma administration that Art Briles would not be a part of the Oklahoma program if Jeff Lebby was given a job here at Oklahoma. Well, Jeff Lebby tried to play the heartstrings of a lot of people, and it worked. He actually posted, he sort of doubled down, which I think was a mistake by Jeff Lebby, and posted a picture of him and Art Briles at Oklahoma with Oklahoma gear on his Instagram. Now, Jeff, like I said, man, I feel for you, man. I understand that he's your father-in-law and that you want to have him at the game with you and his family. And that's fine if you hadn't already agreed to not have him there. If you hadn't agreed to that and it was just something that popped up and all of a sudden that, Joe Castiglione was pissed off at you for it and never give you a warning, that'd be different. But y'all agreed in principle that, or not in principle maybe, but at least a handshake, your word is your gold type deal with Joe Castiglione that you would not have Art Briles at the game, man. And all y'all out there getting pissed off right now saying, well, that's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal if your coach can't do something as simple as live up to his word as far as not having someone there that has a lot of controversy attached to him. Now, I know a lot of people will come running in here and saying, well, Art Briles was clear to that. Yeah, he might have been cleared technically by judicial terms, but we all know the judicial system is not perfect. Seen that back in the day with O.J. Simpson. I don't know if you younger viewers remember that, but it's just, it really has me torn because, while in a way it's really not a big deal, I can also see the other side where people might think it's a big deal because it was agreed upon by Jeff Lebby not to have him there, and he did, and then he come out and done it. I guess he thought, well, I scored 73 points against Arkansas State. I'm doing great now. I can just do whatever I want to. It's not the way it works, Jeff. You gotta stick to your agreements, man. Show that you're a man of your word, a man of honor. You know what I'm saying? And the reason some people are making a big deal out of it is, some of these people are defending it. Come here and say, well, that was 10 years ago. Actually, it wasn't. It was only 7 years ago. So it's not really wasn't that long ago. And if it had been your mother and daughter, like my boy Kilbree said, you wouldn't be so quick to be dismissive of either and put football glory over human decency. So, like I said, I can see their side of it. Now, on the other side of it, I can also see some arguments for the fact that the Oklahoma administration is being a little hypocritical, and the fact that the president, Joseph Harraz, actually let Oklahoma University help fund a transgender type cross-dressing concert here on the University of Oklahoma campus, and then turn around and wouldn't give any funding to the Christian groups. So it's just a lot of talking out of both sides of the mouth for the people that think that they shouldn't be getting all up in arms over this Art Briles situation. And I'm sort of in the middle. Like I said, I can see both sides of the coin here. Now, there was an article by Jason Whitlock. He's a real popular podcaster and a guy that a lot of people like. I like a lot of stuff that Jason Whitlock does, but he did something that I didn't really agree with. He brought up the whole Joe Mixon situation, basically trying to shed a bad light on Oklahoma University as a whole, saying that it's just a consistent thing at Oklahoma. And he may have a point to a degree, but that was a while back, man. That was about, 10 years ago? How long ago was that? It was a while back, but I wasn't down with the whole Joe Mixon thing either. I thought he should have been kicked off the team for what he did because he beat that girl, punched her in the face, a 115-pound girl, and then went in and lied on her and said she used the N-word, which she did not, because they had it on camera, if I'm not mistaken. But to go back that far in time, Jason's a little bit reaching, a little bit, seems like a little agenda-driven. Maybe you got some kind of axe to grind with Oklahoma. But I'm just coming in here today to try to get things settled down a little bit, calm your feathers. because you had a close game with the SMU as well. So that's probably got everybody in a little bit of a tizzy as well, and a little pissed off at Jeff Lebby because they feel like maybe his offense didn't produce like they thought it would this past week. But I told y'all on the previous podcast on Friday that I thought it was going to be a close game. Thought it'd be a little more high scoring, but I figured it'd be a closer game than a lot of Oklahoma fans were willing to think about. Also, let me backtrack real quick on something I forgot to give credit for. Justin Bashaw give me this nugget and give me this idea about bringing up Joseph Faraz and this whole transgender funding thing that seems a little bit hypocritical in how they're doing things. Sometimes in the administration of Oklahoma, give him credit for that. Also, a little history nugget for y'all today. Today is Bear Bryant's birthday, the former University of Alabama legend. He was born on September 11th, 2011. So today, Bear Bryant would have been 112 years old. And that's all I got to say about that today, you guys and gals. If you don't mind, drop in the comment section. Tell me what you think about all this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be split down the middle, from what I've seen anyway. And like I said before, if you want to get your dad badge and get deputized, maybe get your Four Horsemen shout out periodically, as well as maybe be the comment of the day like Denizen was today, all you got to do is hit that join button next to the subscribe button. It's number $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. If you're on an Apple phone, you may have to go to your laptop or computer because it doesn't mesh with YouTube membership. Also, there's a little heart down here. If you want to give a one-time donation, you just hit that heart, throw a few dollars in the coffers. And with that, I'm out of here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. KMCA, all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.